Welcome to Help Desk Live. I am here as always, and this is Help Desk with Joe, show 97, and live here in the Spencer Patch Turned Up studio, Spencer, West Virginia. And boy, did I just put everything out of order. But anyway, we have our Facebook Live rolling, which is always a good thing, and we got our podcast recording going, which is an even better thing. And then we're here, and promises of 80-degree weather, gentlemen, tucked in between 40-degree days. How's that happen?
Welcome to West Virginia.
Yeah, I'm not a meteorologist or anything like that, but wow.
Doubling the temperature.
Yeah, doubling the temperature, but hey, it's just a teaser because tomorrow's going to be back down in the 40s.
Yeah, welcome to West Virginia weather where you get all 4 seasons in 1 week.
Yeah, in one day.
Yeah.
It was cold this morning a little bit, but not terrible, but still.
We're kind of like Florida. If you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes.
Yeah. So we're here with show 97. We're closing in on that 100 show mark. And Joe, you've been doing this for a long time. We got about 10 years of doing some sort of news type broadcasting show, even back in the day of using a camera and recording it and then editing it later and throwing it back out on whatever platform you had back then.
And we still had YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, that's true. We got a bazillion videos on YouTube of kids doing board games and science projects and update news for the community. So a lot of good stuff happening.
Yeah, I got to feel old the other day. I was running through a drive-through, and one of the kids that used to go through that class said, "Did you used to work at Patch?" Or they said, "Do you work at Patch?" And I was like, "Well, you know, yeah." I said, "Well, I used to take your class." I was like, "Oh, okay." I said, "Well, how are you, buddy?" He said, "Oh, I'm doing great." And I'm like, I had no idea.
He's a grown man.
Yeah. And I'm
Digital broadcasting back in the day.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
I mean,
great. Now I feel old.
Dan Maddox started it. I mean, shoot, he's in his 30s, I think.
Yeah.
You know,
and doing quite well in Florida.
Oh yeah, down in Florida, doing outstanding. So proud of Dan Maddox. He helped start our program here with the digital media stuff. And then Joe, you and Cena stepped on board and taught a bunch of kids. But can you imagine? So you've had the class for 10 or so years, and we'll just say 10 kids a year because you roughly had 5 students a class, and you did it twice, maybe 3 times a year.
I think 2 or 3 times. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll say 3 because you guys were in every session. So let's see. So 10 years, 3 sessions a year. So that's about 30 classes, 5 kids each session. So about 150 kids that have been through your digital class in some manner.
Yeah.
Broadcasting type, announcing whatever, video. So can you imagine a teacher? So you had 5 a semester. A regular teacher, if they're elementary, has 25. If they're high school, middle school, where they change classes, you probably have about 100 or so, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Right.
Yeah, and you've had 150. Whew. That's a lot of kids to remember names and to help mold and push out into the community to do good things. But still, kind of neat to think of that number compounding throughout the years.
Well, it was. I felt old, but then it was kind of neat at the same time because it was like, okay, so this. I must have been some kind of impact at some point, and it'll be determined good or bad.
For them to remember you, that's fantastic. It could have been the other way, like time out. There's a problem with your order. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
And then your food's getting spit in.
Exactly. Well, yeah, because the other person that came up to the window and they said, "Go do whatever." He said, "Hey, I'm talking to this guy, and he's cool. I know him." I'm like, "Okay, my food's not getting spit in tonight. I'm good."
Yeah. Might even get some extra fries or something.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool, Joe. I'm glad to hear that. That's always a little bit of nostalgia. It was funny. I was talking with our Take It From Us kids over in Mason County last Friday. We had a meeting and working out some stuff, and I was like, it's kind of crazy to think of it in these terms, but the guy that originally started it is back working at Patch, 18 years later. And I was like, that's pretty cool. And they were all just like, how's that work?
Yeah.
I was like, well, he grew up, got some jobs, and now he came back to take this job. And, so that's how it works. And they're like, huh. And I could see they couldn't fathom, going out in the world and getting a job and then coming back to something that happened in high school.
Right.
Because high school's kind of just an event for them.
Right.
And
talk about feeling old, Joe. When I tell them the year I graduated, their eyes are just like, what?
Yeah.
I was 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
Went to come up to.
Wait a minute, when did you graduate?
2004.
2004. Yeah, that's the group I was talking to. The seniors have been 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and the rest of them hadn't been born yet, so they're all like, Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So put it in perspective. You're literally old enough to be their dad. Now that's what's scary.
Yeah.
Make you feel real old.
Yeah.
But this is true. I did have a student that taught in sophomore English that has, a kid that's my kid's age.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy cow.
What? Yeah, that's wow.
Yeah, and now we have kids that go here of students that I had
Right.
in school. Students that went through my sophomore English creative writing and new school newspaper class, and now I have kids. Speaking of one, Joe, you're one. Yeah. Yeah, Joe was in high school when I was teaching up there, and one of my football players.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't know that.
yeah,
Yeah. That's
I'm old. And now Joe's got a child.
Yeah. That's how
Now he's old.
That's how this long road of Dave and I running together started.
Oh gosh, yeah. Anyway, this is a technology show, not a nostalgia show. So let's get back to technology, as entertaining as it may be to talk about how old we are. Show 97, and you got a lot of good stuff for us today, Joe. And as always, you're helping out people in our community, helping out people out there in the interweb world, and just pitfalls and things they need to watch out and be aware of. And today you're going to start off with Verizon.
Yes. So Verizon, many Verizon customers over the last couple of days have been receiving weird text messages, and we're going to explain what happened.
You've won the lottery.
No, not that.
You have a Nigerian prince that is just dying to get in touch with you.
That's just about where it goes down that line.
Oh, God, really?
Yeah.
I was being sarcastic.
So
wow.
I want to be your boyfriend. Can I have $10,000? Tinder swindler for those.
Yeah. It's an emergency. I'm a diamond king and I'm on the run.
I'm a billionaire. Can I have like some money?
Yeah.
Travel money. Everything's tied up in stocks and bonds.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Anyway, Verizon, Joe, tell us about it. Weird text. All right.
So,
how could this story possibly go sideways?
So some Verizon customers are reporting that they received spam text messages from their own phone numbers.
Oh my! I do see. You see one similar to yours. Like I'll see a 761 number pop up.
Oh, what's your number, Justin?
Yeah.
We'll throw that out there. If anybody has any issues, anything at all, you just call Justin. Just call Justin. It'll be great.
Yeah.
At least Dave and I'll get a laugh out
If you
of
want to
it.
know the weather, call Justin.
Yeah.
He prefers that you call like 6 a.m., 5:30 a.m.
No matter what time zone you're in, if it's 6:30 a.m. in your time zone, call.
I can see Mark and Quentin jumping all over this.
Yeah,
They'll be
with
like,
both feet.
Yeah, they're running group, and they'll be like, oh, yeah, call Justin. Here we go. We're spreading his number around.
Yeah.
There's going to be flyers around town.
I give Facebook 30 minutes, and it'll be all over Facebook.
Yeah. Need help with your finances? Call Justin. Need your house insulated? Call Justin.
How in the world could you get a text from your own number, Joe?
Yes. How's that happen? I don't even understand. Is that like I can't text myself?
Yeah,
can
you
I?
can. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Why would I?
Well, testing purposes to see if you're able to send or receive a text.
That's weird.
I've done it a few times over the years. It's not a habitual thing that I do, but
remind yourself of something. Hey, dummy, don't forget to do this thing.
Yeah, but as you text, it's come to you and be like, oh, yeah, okay.
You can schedule it, though.
Where's it at? Oh, you can do a scheduled text.
Well, I can't, but you can.
Yeah, Samsung can.
yeah.
Welcome to the wonderful world. Don't worry, Apple will get that in a couple years.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. 2 years from now, they'll be like, wonderful.
Yeah. Bloody brilliant.
Bloody brilliant.
Do a big presentation.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, so Verizon, sending yourself, or wait a minute, getting a text from your own, what does it say?
So Verizon said it's working on a block system.
Hold on. How funny would that be if it was like an awesome text? And you were just like, man, words of wisdom.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, I'm one smart cat. I'm sending myself words of wisdom.
Yeah. From the future.
From the future. Ooh. All right. Future self. Lottery numbers. Let's go.
Let's do this.
Let's go straight for where it counts. All right, so anyway.
So Verizon said it's working to block spam texts some customers say they've received from their own phone numbers. Several customers have complained about the spam texts, which say they've paid a March bill while offering a free gift redeemed through a mysterious link. So Verizon says, quote, our team is actively working to block these text messages, and we engaged with U.S. law enforcement to identify and stop the source of this fraudulent activity, unquote.
Well, hold on. I'm still confused.
Okay, so what had happened?
Well, no, I just mean you're getting a text from your own number, and you don't know that it might be a scam because if you didn't send it to yourself, then
Right.
obviously it's coming from somebody else.
Right.
Well, wait a minute. I wonder if this is because people don't know their own number.
That's a good possibility too.
Because, I mean, honestly, I have to think about my number every time somebody's like, hey, what's your number? Because I don't ever call myself.
Right.
I mean, when do you dial your own number?
Right.
I don't know. That still seems weird. I would recognize mine, right? You guys would recognize yours.
Oh,
wouldn't you? Yeah. So, I mean, you'd recognize your own number and be like, oh, yeah. Wow, I must have sent that to myself wanting to. What was the scam? Change insurance?
No, redeem a free gift.
Man, what was I thinking? I texted myself to redeem a free gift. Of course I'm going to do that.
Yeah. Yes. So the text message.
Who thinks of these things? Is this a meeting we weren't invited to again?
Yeah.
It's a billion-dollar business. This kind of stuff.
What?
Oh yeah, these scammers. Oh yeah, that's why they do it.
But
It's
I mean,
billion-dollar business.
Who was sitting around saying, you know what? I bet we could say that someone's texting themselves. Or no, hold on. They're sitting there saying this scam will work as long as we use their number to text them because they'll be like, yeah, that's me talking to me, of course.
Right. Or it's Verizon coming through on my.
On my own phone?
Yeah.
That's so weird. I don't know. I mean, gosh. Verizon is texting me from my own number. It's got to be legit.
Yeah. Has to be.
People, my goodness. Okay, anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
So, Verizon's working to resolve this issue, and actually, a USA Today reporter also received a similar spam text on Monday, which offered the free gift for paying the bill. So here's how it worked: is they sent a gift and said, "Thank you for your payment. As a thank you gift, here, click this link to receive a free gift for paying your bill."
All right, I got all kinds of red flags going on. First of all, nobody in the history of the world ever said, "Hey, you just paid your bill. Thank you for the services we rendered you, and you in turn paid for, which we had an agreed contract. But we like it so much, we're going to give you." But wait, there's more.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a gift.
Yeah, it's the wrong pill. But wait, there's more.
Just for fulfilling your end of this contract, you get a bonus prize.
Yeah.
I could see some younger people being like, heck yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I did what I'm supposed to, therefore I get rewarded.
I get a participation ribbon.
So what happens when they click on this link?
It wasn't reported as to what it does, but it can. You're basically opening Pandora's box at that point. It could be a list of things. It could be something wanting you to log into your Verizon account. And here's where it gets tricky. It could be a bogus website that looks like the Verizon website wanting you to log in, trying to steal your credentials.
Right.
It could possibly download malware to your phone. It could. There's.
Yes.
Literally, you're opening Pandora's box.
Right.
So
as soon as you follow that link, it's on.
yes.
It seems like, how long have we been doing this show? 97 shows, right?
Yeah.
But I'm thinking back to when we were in the other studio doing the other shows.
Yeah.
Same show, but different format.
Right.
How many times have you said, do not follow these links? And people are still doing it because it's a billion-dollar industry.
Yes.
If they would just listen to Help Desk with Joe.
Yep. Exactly.
And honestly, you wouldn't even have to listen to all of them.
Right.
Just sporadically pull up a couple of shows, listen to them. I'm sure tucked in one of the, if you just did 5 random shows, I'm positive that in one of those shows, there's you saying, don't follow these links.
Exactly.
Anyway, we need to get you out there, Joe. You need to be syndicated. You need to be nationwide.
Exactly. It's one of those, if
billion-dollar
industry. If they wasn't making money at it, they wouldn't be doing it.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
And that's what I get that question. A lot of people go, well, why do they do this? Because it's a money maker. If they wasn't making money, they wouldn't waste their time doing it.
And they have no moral compass.
Exactly.
Yeah. Gosh. All right. Verizon.
Well, this one's
it's not really about Verizon, but it is about Verizon. But then again, how can they stop? Is there like a filter somewhere?
I'm wondering how that worked. Because
I didn't even think that you could text yourself. Who would think of texting themselves?
Oh, yeah.
You're in the industry, so you're going to.
There's spoofing software. It's incredibly easy to do.
I'd be like, I texted myself. Time out.
Yeah, it's not that hard to do.
Wow. Anyway. Holy cow. Verizon. All right, so if you're on the Verizon network, don't answer yourself in your own text.
Yes. Don't click any
Don't click the link. Don't fall for it. So, I mean, I feel like we could generalize that. Don't go for any link that's not from somebody familiar and trusted.
Right. That goes in with this week's tip of the week.
Okay. Gosh. All right. I forget. I'm so perturbed by this whole texting yourself thing that people fall for that I forgot what the second one is.
TurboTax.
TurboTax. It's that time of the year. Well, it was that time of the year. I don't know. You're probably running.
You're running out of
You're
time.
running behind if you're.
Yeah, because you've got.
You better get on it.
Was it 14, 15, something like that?
I don't know. I do mine early. I don't mess around.
We do too. We send our paperwork to our accountants and say, tell me when it's ready.
It's weird. I like taking a lot of tax out so I get a tax refund every year.
Right.
But I realize I'm just letting the government hold my money for me.
Right. Don't let me spend this.
Yeah. I like getting it back in the, early in spring so I can really feel like I got a bonus.
Well, what I find funny is I joke with my accountant every year. I go, I don't know why I pay you to tell me I don't have any money. I know I don't have any money, but I don't know why I pay you to tell me I don't have any money.
Just to add extra effect.
Yeah, I guess just to double check and make sure that I don't have any money.
Yeah. Make sure there's not $1 million sitting around somewhere.
Yeah. That I just have to forget about.
So do either of you do what I do and have more tax taken out than you're supposed to so that you get a refund, or do you have the minimum taken out so that you owe a little bit but you get to hold your money up front?
Oh, no, I take more out.
Yeah. Justin, what about you? What's your tax preference?
I don't know. I just go right down the middle, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't do any extra.
Get a little bit back, but you don't want to have to pay at the end.
Yeah.
Just seems cruel to pay at the end. Like I owe state every year. I'm just like, dang, going it. Didn't I pay enough state tax?
Yeah.
I mean, 55 some odd cents or 50 some odd cents of gas tax, which is.
Yeah.
Plus sales tax plus.
Yeah.
Well, we got those new signs in the turns. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Which I can't tell you how many are plowed out now because of the one, the sinkholes that they've created, and two, the plow trucks that plow them over trying to scrape the snow off the road.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What if that's on purpose?
Nah, because they would all been taken down.
It's sporadic. It's not intentional.
Yeah.
I bet that's what the guy was thinking too. He's like, all right, we got to give it a break for a couple turns because otherwise they'll know we're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, make it look too obvious.
Wow. What an eyesore. Do either of you know how that actually came about?
Nope. No. Last year, do you know?
I have no idea. I just
okay. So
there's a lot of conspiracy theories.
So last year at our legislative luncheon hosted by the Chamber of Commerce and local EDA, Cena and I sat in on that and did a live stream of it. And they had, and I'm not going to call them out by name because it's useless. It doesn't matter. But out of all of our representatives, not a single one of them had any idea on where those signs came from and where the money came from. Not one. And we got the usual, well, we'll find out and we'll report back.
No report back.
Nope.
It's kind of crazy. And for those people that don't know what we're talking about, here in Roane County, all the roads are crooked. They always have been.
Always will be.
Always will be. But yet we've got signs around every turn starting 50 to 60 yards before the turn and going a couple of 10, 20 yards past the turn. And not only do we have signs going one way, but they doubled up. And such a waste because there's two signs, two poles, two signs, one for each side.
Yeah.
So now double. They didn't even put them on the same signpost.
And to give people an idea, one person counted from his house to the 36th bridge, which is about 6 miles. He counted over 300 new signs.
Oh yeah, it's unreal. It makes our roads look horrible, terribly unnecessary. I mean, we're really good at putting signs on like 25-mile and under turns.
Yeah. Just
to let people know, hey, this is a true sharp turn. But they're on turns that you can see around that are just slight bends, and I'm just like, what is this about? So, the conspiracy theories, and we were talking about this probably a month ago, not us, but I was talking to some other folks about it. We're like, somebody somewhere said, hey, I got a buddy in the sign business, and they need a little boost of income, so, let's work this deal. And somebody in the back's like, bloody brilliant. Yeah. We're going to buy signs for the state of West Virginia so the drivers can be extra safe.
Yeah, no joke. I stood in my front yard. Of course, now that number drastically dropped within a couple of days, but there was 16 at one point in my front. I stand in my front yard counting. Although my neighbor, helped resolve some of that issue. They put them in his front yard to the point like They actually made a safety hazard for him.
Yeah, you can't see around.
They
him.
put around on both sides of his driveway, so when literally he tried to pull out the road, he couldn't see the road because of the signs.
Yeah, it's ridiculous where they put them, and I feel bad for people where they went through their yards.
Yeah,
because I doubt they asked.
I know they didn't.
I mean, I know they have a right away, but
I know they didn't
ridiculous.
ask because he wasn't home that day, and I guarantee if he was home,
yeah,
somebody would have went home with a sign pole wrapped around their neck.
But I mean, how crazy is that? What a waste of money.
Yeah.
We can't fill potholes or fix slips, but boy, we can put signs around turns that you don't need.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that against the state road people, because our state road people here are awesome.
Well, here's the thing.
It's not their deal.
Well, our state road people didn't even do it. This was a third-party contractor.
All right. I'm just saying, don't mistake this for our state road or our local Department of Highway guys are bad, because they had nothing in it.
Yeah, they're complaining about just as bad as we are.
Yeah, it's a huge inconvenience
just
for them
like I said, they're hitting it with their trucks trying to salt the roads and keep our roads safe.
Yeah.
So it's just a big pain in the butt for them as it is us.
Ridiculous. So somebody at the state level needs fired.
Yes.
I could see if maybe
several
to play devil's advocate, just put like 1 in the term, but not like 7.
Oh yeah.
If you're gonna do it, you could get away with.
Somebody somewhere said 7. You mean 12?
Yeah.
How about 16? I mean, if we're gonna do it, let's do it right, and then let's put 2 at each place because you got to see it from the other way.
I bet you at one point it was like, hey, I bet you can't put 20 signs in this one turn.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Yeah. And I feel like some ethics committee should track the money down and just see what the heck was going on.
I say we get a whole,
because that's a ton of money. You figure all across this state, all the turns there are.
Yeah.
That's a ton of money.
I say we get Kenny Bass on this. For those of you who don't know, Kenny Bass is our local ABC News out of Charleston affiliate, and Kenny Bass has no bones about calling the state out on nonsense spending. He's the one that uncovered a couple years ago all this wasted money that the state was paying on vehicles and titles and licenses and insurance.
Didn't even know where most of their cars were.
Well, that they hadn't owned in years.
Yeah. Well, and the furniture story where they were purchasing $30,000 couches and
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure Kenny watches this show. I mean, why wouldn't he?
Yeah. Exactly.
Most people do.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's such a big following.
I tell you,
Kenny Bass. I know you're listening, buddy.
I tell you,
Perk up. Here you go.
If Kenny Bass would ever run for governor,
oh.
which I don't think he would, but if he would, he would win by a landslide just by his work.
There you go, Kenny Bass. You got 2 jobs: 1, jump on this ethical thing of the sign placement, and 2, run for governor.
Yeah.
So is TurboTax being sued?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Good job, Justin.
As a matter of fact, yes. The Federal Trade Commission is suing Intuit, which is the company that owns the TurboTax, over alleging that millions can't use their advertised free program.
I agree with that.
It seemed like at one point it was totally free, and then they kind of started changing.
Well, I used TurboTax, and I went in and it was like, they have a free version, and I should be able to use it. So I clicked on it, and it said, no, you have to use this version. And I was like, well, by golly. So $125 later, I'm paying for it.
Yeah, $125 later, there's your free program.
Yeah.
Which is that comparable to if you went into H&R Block or?
That's all H&R Block's saying free too.
Yeah.
How's that work? So what happened, Joe? How's it working? Do I get some money back out of this deal?
Well, we'll see how this one falls. So the U.S. Federal Trade Commission has issued a complaint against Intuit over its TurboTax software, alleging the company is deceiving consumers by calling its tax filing software, quote-unquote, free. Millions of people can't use the free program, the FTC said on Tuesday, Dave being one example.
Yeah.
Around 66% of all tax filers couldn't use the free TurboTax product in 2020, according to the FTC. It's not available for those with a 1099 form for work in the gig economy or for those earning a farm income, for example. And TurboTax is bombarding consumers with ads of free tax filing services and then hitting with charges when it's time to file, unquote, said Samuel Levine, director of the Bureau of Consumer Protection. He continues to say, quote, we are asking a court to immediately halt this bait and switch and to protect taxpayers at the peak of filing season, unquote. And the FTC is seeking a court order to halt Intuit from running what FTC calls its deceptive advertising, now pointing to an ad that has the disclaimer on the screen while the voiceover says TurboTax is free. TurboTax free is free. Free, 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 free.
Yeah, they really hit you over the head with that. In the advertisement I've seen, people it's like free, and then someone else like free, 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 just over and over.
I have 2 issues.
Okay.
1, yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. 2, isn't there something more important they can go after?
Well, this was an easy one.
Yeah. I just mean.
Do the one you can.
I mean, I understand. You if you want to take your taxes to somebody like H&R Block or whatever, you're going to pay. Yeah. Otherwise, do them for free or find someone to help. Like I know the Committee on Aging works with CRI and places around here where you can get your taxes done for free if you choose to.
Right.
So if if you're of a lower income status and you need help with it, there are people out there that will help you and do it for free. And if you don't want to mess with your taxes and you're like me and you're like, yeah, I might be able to claim something don't know and, use assistance, then I expect you got to pay for those services. But, I mean, isn't there something more valuable they could go after in the world than this?
Again, this goes back to our previous conversation of, well, we could fix the slips, but isn't it easier just to stick a bunch of signs in the ground? Call me crazy.
Yeah, I know, Joe.
See, Justin, I did get both of them to tie in together.
Attaboy. All right. So there's a lawsuit in place, and we might find out about it in a couple of years.
Yeah. So Intuit is.
I wonder if that'd be tax deductible. Actually, I'm gonna pay tax on.
Well, they'll take their cut at the top off of it, and then they'll tax you on the income at the end of it.
Yeah.
So Intuit sent a rebuttal called FTC's argument simply not credible in a statement adding that almost 100 million Americans have filed their taxes for free over the last 8 years using TurboTax. And Carrie McLean, an executive vice president and general counsel of Intuit, says, quote, far from steering taxpayers away from free tax preparation offerings, our free advertising campaigns have led to more Americans filing their taxes for free than ever before and have been central to raising awareness of free tax prep, unquote.
Now, I've heard, I don't know if this is true, that the federal government is footing the bill for, like, Intuit gets some sort of, rebate or whatever. They get compensated so that they can offer that free service in some shape or form, I thought.
Really? Well, then that makes it even more interesting. Because if they're getting a kickback from that, then...
Yeah, I thought, at least for, like, low-income folks, there's a program federally that, all right, let's just pay some company to do stuff for free, yeah. And at least taxes will get done and make our job.
Yeah, when I looked at mine, I didn't qualify for the free version for whatever, but I just assumed it was because of something. You either had to have lower income than what I had, or maybe you had to do something special. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I had no idea. I was like, okay, there's something there that my deal doesn't qualify. Yeah, so. But I mean,
And they did your state and federal for $125.
I don't know what it was. Something like that. It wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
But whatever the fee is. But it makes it nice because it's all digital and you get done quick and easy, and they walk you through. And if you have any questions, it's all there for you.
Right.
Seems like the way the site works, though, you sit there for 30 minutes to an hour putting all this stuff in, and then right at the end they kind of throw in it's not good.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, because they know they have you at that point, it's one of those. Okay, you've spent half hour or longer on your taxes. So now we're going to hold you over the barrel saying either you pay or you have to suffer through this again with somebody else. Which do you want to do?
Yeah. And
most people go, I'll just pay it and be done with it.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Because I'm not going through this again until next year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know. But, yeah, if they said free and they meant free, then, yeah, somebody ought to make sure they're not. How'd you put it when they're stealing? Not stealing, but
bait and switch.
Bait and switch. There you go. Doing the old bait and switch.
Yep. Sleight of hand.
Anyway, there you go. TurboTax, Inuit. They seem on the up and up, but you just never know.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, and then your next story is Apple TV Plus. And when we were typing this in pre-show, Justin was like, "Please not Apple. Please not Apple." Sorry about your luck, Justin. Yeah. At least it's not like Apple phones or anything.
Right.
It's Apple TV.
Well, and
it shouldn't affect me.
And believe it or not, it's actually some good news. So no worries there. So Apple TV Plus. Hold on just a second. Okay. Apple TV Plus will begin streaming Friday Night Baseball on April 8th. The games will be free to watch for a while. So Apple TV Plus has announced. Apple TV Plus has announced on an April 8th start date for Friday Night Baseball alongside a streaming schedule for the first half of the season. The revised 2022 season schedule was announced by Major League Baseball earlier in March after players and team owners negotiated an end to a lockout, setting a date for the regular season to begin on April 7th. Streaming will be available to anyone with Apple TV Plus in the U.S., Canada, Australia, Brazil, Japan, Mexico, Puerto Rico, South Korea, and the United Kingdom. In the U.S. and Canada, that will also include access to a 24/7 live stream with replays, highlights, and other programming. Even if you don't pay for Apple TV Plus, it will also be available without a subscription on all hardware that supports the service, quote-unquote, for a limited time, Apple said in its press release. So the first two games to kick off the coverage will be the New York Mets playing against the Washington Nationals at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, and the Houston Astros against the Los Angeles Angels at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Highlights and team updates will be available in Apple News app, with pregame and postgame coverage available at a later date. Apple announced the partnership with MLB at its peak performance event in early March, where it unveiled the iPhone SE and Mac Studio. In its statement, Apple's Vice President of Services, Peter Stern, said, quote, "Baseball has a special place in the heart of so many Apple customers, not just in the United States, but in the countries around the world. We're proud to make Apple TV Plus the home of great baseball moments throughout the season," unquote. So if you have Apple TV Plus, look out, you have baseball coming your way.
Yep, I care about neither. Don't watch TV, don't watch sports.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be signing up for Apple TV Plus.
Just for the baseball?
Based on this, nope.
Yeah. Anyway, that's good news for baseball fans and Apple TV Plus people, I guess.
Well, I was just shocked that they was offering it for free.
Free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free.
Yeah, just watch out. You'll be hooked and switched.
Yeah. For $10 a month, it's free.
Like the old Inuit deal.
What they say, free for a while? Or free for...
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't have the Apple Plus subscription, you can watch the games for a limited time. So Apple hasn't put a window on that,
right,
on what that limited time means.
Get them hooked and then start charging.
Bingo. Yeah, give them the first half of the season, and then when they know that their favorite teams, you know, on a winning streak, all the second half you got to pay for. We joke about that, but it wouldn't surprise me if that's how they did it.
Interesting stuff. I don't know. I'm still stuck on the whole Verizon texting yourself thing. I'm waiting to see. I'm not a Verizon person, so I won't get a text from myself. But I'm going to go back and send myself a text later.
Just see what it does?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of interesting because it'll send it and then you'll just receive it again.
I know. I'm just going to put like, hey. Then I'll just have a conversation with myself via text.
There you go.
Yeah. I'll make myself laugh, I think. I'm thinking of a joke right now. Anyway. All right, weird stuff out there in the technology world. I don't know, Joe. Jeez Louise.
Well, it's...
I just... in this day and age, how long can these scams keep going on? They have the same principle and people keep falling for it.
Until they quit making money.
Well, I mean, I understand that part. I'm just saying at this point in time, I mean, you see jokes and you hear jokes about the Nigerian prince just waiting to give you money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absurd. So much so that people are making jokes about it, but yet it still seems to be something that happens because people fall for it.
Right. Because people are always looking for an easy way out.
Is that just in our nature?
Yeah. Well, okay.
Surely I'm going to text myself this great deal. Of course I am. I just forgot I sent myself this link.
Okay, so Dave, what if I told you that I would pay you $1,000 to dig a ditch, or I could give you this key to open this box and you don't know what's going to happen with that box?
I'm going to say break out the cash and let's see what happens here.
And you open this box and I'll give you $1,000. Well, you open that box and it blows up.
Yeah.
Which would you choose? Would you choose opening the box and taking a gamble what would happen, or would you go dig the ditch?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But I don't know. People, come on now, listen to Joe. Joe's got very wise words to tell you here.
Yeah, so that brings us right into this week's tip of the week.
I like your tips of the week.
So after reading the Verizon story last night, I was going to do a product review, but then when I read the Verizon story, I was like, nope, tip of the week.
What was the product going to be?
I had a little lineup of stuff.
Okay.
Got to leave you cliffhanging a little bit.
I got you. All right.
So this week's tip of the week is how to recognize and handle spam/scam text messages.
Yeah. Relevant.
So first off, if you receive a text message from yourself, 99% chance is it's a scam or a spam unless you purposely
literally
send
it. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to send myself a text now just to make sure it works.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Yeah. And here's the crazy part. Who thinks of sending themselves a text?
Exactly.
Are you in your own contacts?
Not unless you put yourself there. So many of these text messages are kind of the same. You'll get this text message, and then it'll say, click this link or whatever. So first off, don't click the links, because you're literally opening up Pandora's box. You have no idea what's going to do, where it's going to take you, or anything that's going to happen after that.
Yeah, I'm not even in my own contacts. There's red flags all over this, Joe.
Exactly. So the next tip is research before sending stop. So this is another interesting one. You'll get a text message. It'll say, you've subscribed to blah, 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 blah. To stop receiving these notifications, please reply stop. A lot of times, these are just kind of sent out just to get feelers to see if there's any live numbers or not.
Really?
And then when you reply stop, they go, ooh, we got one. And they just start hammering you with text messages and links and all that.
Yeah.
So research before you hit reply stop on a notification text message saying to stop receiving these messages.
Now, it makes me nervous. Have you all eaten at a restaurant where they're like, hey, give us your cell phone, we'll text you when you're ready, your table's ready, and all that jazz?
Yeah.
What do they do with your number afterwards? I mean, surely that's a ploy. Not a ploy necessarily. I mean, I know it's convenience, and I know nowadays it's okay to give your cell phone number out there, band or brother, but surely they're just taking that number as a corporation and then reselling it?
Oh, you know they are.
So
they're tracking it to see
really
how often you eat there.
bothered by that.
At the bare minimum, they're using that to track you to see how often you're eating there.
Yeah.
Have to be.
No one, when they're at the greeter there, they don't say, hey, I need to see your contract as to what you're going to do with my information.
Yeah.
I need to see your terms of service.
Yeah.
You just want to get in line and get your meal. I mean, yeah. But I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, man, giving out my number to be spammed later.
Yeah, they have you over the barrel because it's like, I'm hungry, I'm delirious, I'm not thinking clearly. Just if giving you my cell phone number is what it takes to get a hot meal, let's do this.
Yeah, I'm in. Give me some pancakes.
Yeah. So the next tip is in the case of Verizon, if you get a strange text message claiming to be your carrier, contact your carrier directly. Don't call that number that showed up on your phone. Don't click the link. Go get your bill or go to your carrier's website and call that number directly and speak to a live person and say, hey.
Well, I assume you're on a cell phone, right?
Yeah.
Just go to your app.
Yeah, if you have the app downloaded from your carrier, contact them directly and say, hey, did you send this? Is this legit? What's going on? Because you may even get a text message that says, your payment has not been received for the previous month. Click this link to pay now or we'll turn off your phone line. And that could be another scam that someone's trying to steal your information. So contact your carrier directly if you get any suspicious text messages like that. And then the last tip is use your phone's built-in blocking tool. I noticed it on my phone as well. I think either I turned it on or it just came on by default. But both Apple and Android offer software built into the phone where if it detects a possible spam or suspicious text message, it'll automatically stop it from coming to your inbox and send you a notification saying, hey, there's a potential spam text message that came through. Do you want to look at it or just delete it? Mm-hmm. And if it's straight from your carrier should be on the trusted senders list, that it should just come right on in. So if you get that notification as a spam text and it says it's your carrier, I'm doubting very seriously that it is your carrier.
Yeah.
My spam calls have kind of dropped off recently. They go through peaks and valleys.
Yeah, I agree with you.
There for a while it was 3 or 4 a day for weeks. But
yeah, mine's kind of slowed down as well. Of course, I just chalked it up to I finally got blacklisted again because they'll do that. I'll just start answering them and playing little nonsensical games with them to the point they just get mad and blacklist me for a while. Because I have Yeah, I have not. Well, I think what to do is they
Somebody get this number off of here.
I think what to do is they put my number on the list and give it to like the new person.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
here,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you can survive this call,
A little trial by fire.
yeah.
This guy is ruining my day. He's inconveniencing me.
Because I haven't
I got other people to scam. He's taking up all my time.
Because I haven't gotten a. Which one was it? Was it the car warranty? I haven't gotten a car warranty call in quite a while. Of course.
Yeah, I still get those.
Well, if you keep telling them that you need insurance for your 12-speed Huffy bike, that'll slow it down.
Okay.
And then I got in an argument with the lady one day because I told her I needed insurance for my 2018 Ford Silverado. And she's going, "Sir, I have Ford, but I have a Chevrolet Silverado. Are you sure it's not a Chevy Silverado?" And I go, "No, ma'am, it's a Ford." She goes, "It doesn't exist." I said, "Lady, I'm looking right out the door at it. It's blue."
It's got racing stripes, a
Yeah.
big pipe up the center of the bed,
Yeah.
and bald tires on the front, but that's okay.
Yeah. It's purtiful.
It's beautiful.
And for some reason, they just don't find the humor in that kind of stuff. I don't know what their problem is.
Yeah, I don't understand why they don't. I enjoy it. Why don't they?
I seen a meme the other day. It said whatever year Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone. It said 30 minutes later he received a call about his car's extended warranty. I thought, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So those are our 4 tips on how to prevent getting scammed or possibly spammed from text messages. Don't click the links. Research before sending stop to any you've been subscribed to this kind of deals. Contact your carrier directly if these text messages are posing to be your cell phone carrier, or use your phone's built-in blocking software to help cut down on possible spam or scam text messages reaching your phone.
Yeah.
What would you recommend if someone already clicked a link and they're like, "Oh, crap"?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you clicked the link, first off, what did you do after you clicked that link?
Cuss myself for texting myself that crappy link.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. What were you thinking?
Because this is where
Now look what you did to me.
I need to know where you start and stop, because this is our standard questioning when customers call, because we get this call a lot on similar things, not this situation in particular, but
Right.
these kind of scam things.
What if they clicked the link, they went to a website, they clicked like a couple other links, and then they're like, "This doesn't look right," and closed it?
Well, usually you'll know right then and there. As soon as you click the link, when you click that link, one of two things that'll happen.
Hold on. Can I be A&M Digital Technology Tech for just a second?
Sure.
What made you go 3 links in?
Just bored, I guess.
All right, then. This one's going to cost you extra.
Yeah. Well,
Your curiosity and being bored just cost you more money because now you're 3 links in on this whole rabbit hole chase?
Well, Justin wanted to make extra sure that he was compromised.
Yeah. You didn't believe it the first time, so you went ahead and clicked 2 more just to make sure
Yeah.
and seal the deal.
He didn't want to make it a completely fruitless effort.
Joe, I'm impressed that you remain sarcasm-free when you deal with your customers, because I'd be like, timeout. Explain to me how the first one didn't look right. So you said,
Yeah.
you know what, let's just roll the dice. We're already here. We might as well play this game out. Let's see how this ends.
Right. Well, now, I am professional most of the time, but now I do have a very short list of people that...
Friends and family get it?
Yes. Like, I have
You
no
get the friends and family special.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah, I have no bones to look at him and go, "Are you stupid, really?" Of all people, you've heard me preach
Yeah.
time and time again.
Yeah.
But most of the time, we always look at it from the customer standpoint. It's not
It's
a funny...
tricky,
Yeah, the
yeah.
situation itself's not very funny.
Hard waters to navigate.
Yes.
Because technology is mysterious, and hey, maybe there's some AI out there, and I did text myself. I don't know. Maybe
Right.
I was thinking I wanted to text myself, or maybe I said it out loud, and bam, my phone just helped me out.
Right.
Because
So-
we were talking about, something, and next thing you know, my phone helps me out, and I got an ad for it.
Right. So if you get these, if you actually do click the links, we always ask, okay, what happened next?
Yeah.
What did you do after that? And because sometimes it could be something as innocent as a little pop-up that scares you, that's saying that your phone's been hacked and all this.
Yeah.
And most of the time those are just bunk, but sometimes it's legit. So we had to
Hold
find
on,
out.
hold on.
Okay.
I didn't think any of those were legit.
Well, no. Legitimate as they actually did overtake your phone.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Most of the time they're not, but
What percentage would you say is not?
I'd say over 90%.
Okay.
Because what it does, most of the time it does is it throws up a little pop-up that says you need to call this number to resolve your issue, and it throws you into a panic.
Yeah.
And that's where most people get, and then they get panicked.
Right.
And then they call the number, and then just spill their guts.
Well, I just assume that none of them have ever been.
Well, no, because once you click that link, you don't know what's going to happen. It could give you that little pop-up number. It could say, "Hey, log into your account to verify everything," and then now you just hit the bad guys. You're logging information for that website.
Yeah.
It could do nothing when you click that. It looks like it's doing nothing, but you actually just downloaded the virus itself and it's running in the background, taking over who knows what.
Well, I used to get frustrated, and I'll say this: I used a program yesterday I haven't used for a long time, so it asked to text me a code.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Well, I appreciate that. I mean, hey,
right,
protecting me. I got it."
But
I used to be like, "What the heck? Come on, man! Of course I paid for this program, and I want to use it, and it's mine." But now I'm like, yeah, I understand. There's a lot of hacking and scamming going on.
But you initiated that text, so you was expecting that text, so that was completely
Well, it was
legit.
like a computer program that I used forever, but yeah.
Right, but still, you
I see what you're saying. Yeah, texting myself to my phone.
Yeah, you told it to text you.
Yeah, it said we're sending you a code.
Right, but you wasn't just like working on an email.
Didn't pop up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I don't know. Again, I still feel like you could go back through any 5 shows.
Yeah.
And you'll hear this same information.
But
people, come on now.
But and let me tell you what happens if you do click all this stuff.
Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
a friend of mine clicked.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah. He may have clicked like 3 links.
Yeah. Okay, so
is your friend still just letting that sit and idle, or where are we at with this friend?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Let me text him.
Yeah.
So here's the joys that you have to partake in if you decide to click such link. Now you have to if you do it on your cell phone, you have to contact your carrier, give them a heads up. Then you have to change all of your passwords.
Oh, jeez. I can't even remember all my passwords, much less change them.
And depending on what the link did, you may even have to do a factory reset on your phone. And you'll have to contact your credit card companies in case you had your cards tied with your phone, just on the caution side.
Yeah, I think he did have his credit card info on there.
Yeah, so now you have to contact your credit card companies and
might be in trouble.
Yeah, say, hey, my phone may have been compromised, and I don't know if they got my credit card information or not, or I went ahead and sent it to them anyway because they was really nice to me. And
I'm a little baffled though. Why is my own phone number not in my own contacts?
Why? Because you don't call yourself.
I know. I'm just thinking about that though. You think it'd be like the first contact, like this is your number.
Like my number.
Like, how do you get your number in your own phone? How can you tell what it is?
Text somebody else and they'll tell you.
That'd be too easy though.
I mean, if you got a new phone and a new phone number, how would you know what your own number is right off the bat?
Well, the carrier would tell you.
I mean, they tell you obviously, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't know what my number is. I gotta look somewhere on the phone. Surely it says it.
Oh yeah, it's in there somewhere. It's buried in there somewhere.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. I guess you got to try that once before you'd know that. Like now, I know I wouldn't text myself because I'm not in my own contacts.
Right.
And I'm too lazy to load myself in my own contacts just to have fun with that, so it's not worth it.
Right.
But now if I get a text from myself, I'm gonna be, which I'm not Verizon, but if I did, I'd be like, well, I know that's not me because I'm not in my own contacts.
Right. This happened to Verizon this week, but all carriers are susceptible to this. I mean, it's not. I'm not gonna throw Verizon under the bus and going, you did bad. It's like, look, this happened. Yeah, it's bad. But listen, any carrier could have been victim of this.
Have you ever looked in at all to what are the process these people are actually going through? How are they able to get into the network like that and send bogus texts?
The way as many data breaches there are over the years, all it had to do is they had to get a database from these carriers at some point that had this database of numbers, and they just sat on it, and it goes, hey, watch this. Poof.
It's Verizon though. My goodness.
Well, Verizon has been breached before.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just saying craziness.
Yeah.
You'd think that'd be like the biggest line of defense, your actual number.
Right.
Do you think they have to use like fake SIM cards, or it's all digital?
It's all digital. You just run an old program on your computer, and
Joe's been working on this.
It's easy, really.
Yeah,
it's no sweat. I got like 2 hours of work done on it last night. I'm almost home.
Yeah, it's not as hard as what you think. You would think it's some big. It would take a lot of work, but it's not.
It'd be interesting to. If there's a video out there of a person who's like, I used to be a scammer, and just some insight into their world. Like, what does their day look like, and how much money can they actually make a year doing this?
Oh, gosh. Exactly. If you had that, though, what if they were like, I work 2 hours a day on this, and I, bring in a couple thousand a week? Yeah. Everybody'd be like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Boss, I quit.
I'm now a scammer.
Yep.
Well, and think about it. That's $1,000, a couple $1,000 our money. Imagine how much more it is over in India after the exchange rate.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Now you're seeing
India, Russia, any of the European countries that are out of the top 8 or 9.
Yep.
Africa, anywhere.
Now it all coming to make sense now, doesn't it?
Huh. Yeah. South America out the wazoo. Oh, jeez. All right. Well, Joe, if anybody has any questions, let's assume, though, like our good friend Justin over here, who's sitting idle on 3 or 4 pages into this mysterious rabbit hole chase. Well, yeah. Okay. Justin's friend, and they're sitting in that boat, and they're like, well, I think I followed this chase, and now I'm not sure what's going on. How do they get a hold of you to get some help?
You can give us a call at our office at 304-927-3588. Check out our website at amdigitaltechnologies.com, or follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at AM Digital Tech for all that. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast, Help Desk with Joe and Dave. We're on all the major platforms, and all of our episodes are hosted by Anchor.fm.
Yeah. So, again, Verizon, something, and Apple TV Plus. Intuit. TurboTax. There you go. So, stay tuned for, I'm sure there'll be more information about that coming down the pike at some point. But, again, Joe, thanks so much helping out the local community. And, of course, you guys support all our patch stuff here behind the scenes, doing all our computer work and all that good jazz, and keeping all our stuff rolling, because I know, my goodness, it's a technology-driven world now, especially in the business we're in, where we got to keep track and attendance. And, Justin, I know for anybody out there that's not aware, spring for us is, what a fiasco. We have our state monitoring coming up. Data that has to be entered like crazy. Good thing we got Logan Hickman. What a wonderful young man. He does great work for us. He knows the states and federal after-school data entry program better than anybody that the state calls us to ask Logan for help. It's crazy, and it's their own program.
that doesn't surprise me.
But he uses it every day and just knows it backwards and forwards. So
right.
Very intelligent young man. But, yeah, one of those deals, Make sure you shop local, the same old spiel. Shop local, help out our local businesses. If you need anything technology related, call Joe and Cena up at A&M Digital Technologies, because as with this show and everything else, they power a lot of stuff here behind the scenes at Patch. So appreciate everything you do, Joe.
This Saturday, April 2nd, there's a chance to win a Wise smartwatch. All you got to do is come out to the Spring Forward 4K walk/run event.
And if people aren't familiar with that,
sponsored by A&M.
A&M Digital Technology sponsoring. You guys have sponsored a lot of stuff with our Fun Run series, and that's a wonderful initiative. Justin, talk a little bit about that, what it takes to come out and participate, and just everything that's rolled up into that event.
Yeah, like what we're doing at the beginning of the year is race your way to a 5K. So we start out with a 2K, 3K, 4K. It's just kind of designed to give people who maybe aren't avid walkers or runners.
Yeah, and if I miss the first two, what should I expect at this one?
That's a 4K. It's a little over 2 miles.
Yeah.
But
can I still participate?
Yep, mostly flat ground, and anyone's welcome. Young, old, anywhere in between.
Yeah. So this is
a good way to start a routine of.
What if I show up
fitness.
and I feel like I might look silly?
Don't worry about it.
We've had the Tiger King at some races. So yeah.
We've had that before, where people are like, it's a race. I don't want to get last place. But we call it a race, but really it's just a fun
run and walk.
Fun environment to come out and just have fun, get a finisher medal at the end.
Yeah. And this is what from my perspective, this is the beauty of it. We have such a good core group of walkers. Like, I would say 80% of the group that shows up for these fun runs, walks, are walkers. And 80% of those 80% are so much fun. It's just wonderful. Some of them bring their pets and walk their dogs.
Yep.
You know, some of them bring their kids, and it's a family walk.
Strollers with
Yeah,
babies.
I mean, it's
stuff.
so much fun.
Yeah.
So come out. It's just a great opportunity to get, you know, a little bit of exercise in, but be in a healthy environment and help out our community. And the beauty of it is, if you want to really experience some bad weather, just come to a fun run, because Justin schedules it on the worst days possible.
Yeah.
Well, I was getting ready to ask, what's the weather for Saturday?
Probably rainy and cold. And I'm pretty sure I'm pretty accurate with that, because that's how all of them have been. So,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's not going to be terrible.
There's some rain in the forecast, but
chance of rain.
not going to stop us.
Nah, it'll be great.
It won't be 2 feet of snow like it was last time.
Yeah, so come out, enjoy a fun run walk. Even if you're out of shape like me and just, you know, just want to be around some happy people and have a good time and walk a couple miles, come enjoy it.
Yep, just go to the Patch Facebook page, and right at the top there, you'll find all the info about the race.
Cheap entry fee. You get a pretty cool shirt out of the deal. We do our Thai food, or Take It From Us kids do their food drive through it. So cheap entry fee with
you're
5
also
canned goods.
helping for senior food drive.
Low income food drive.
Yeah, your shirts are very popular. Cena was in a meeting last week, and somebody mentioned, why can't we get nice shirts like Patch? Those shirts are awesome.
Yeah, you see them around town sometimes.
Quentin and Andrea
race
Keaton
shirts.
are kind of spearhead that, and Andrea does all the artwork, and we work with Mountain State Arts and graphics, and they do a great job. So, you know, local businesses all the way around involved, and local people. So good stuff. All right, well, that's this week's Help Desk with Joe, show number 97. And what an interesting show. And again, Joe, seen it behind the scenes. Thank you so much. Justin, keeping us on track. So for myself, Joe, and Justin, we will be back next week and bringing you more good information and technology help for the community, for individuals, for businesses.
And maybe we won't have an Apple story next week.
Good luck with that, Justin.
Yeah, but don't hold your breath.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.